Is the US Army going to create Frankenbots, monstrous hybrids between a living organism and a machine? According to catchy titles appeared a few days ago, it would seem so. The reality, however, is a little bit less wild, but it gives us the opportunity to talk about a very interesting topic that is the topic of today's video: robots and muscles. A few days ago, this article circulated on the web. Army is working on Frankenbots with living tissue to better robot capabilities, said the catchy title. Other websites shared the article and used very, well, let's say misleading pictures that certainly did not help the reader in understanding what was going on. Seriously though, this article references a very interesting research by North Carolina universities and the Army Research Laboratory, that is, a research laboratory belonging to the US Army. And the topic of his research is Biohybrid Robots, a name that definitely has a science fiction flavor, but it's actually a very real subtopic, subfield, let's say, of robotics that is strictly linked to soft robotics. Soft robotics is a growing subfield of robotics that is dealing with building robots inspired by living organisms like the octopus, made of soft materials instead of rigid ones like for the more common robots. Biohybrid Robotics wants to push this concept even further by integrating living organism tissue into robots. But don't worry, we'll get later to how they want to obtain this living tissue. Now first we have to understand what is the objective of this research. Researchers in fact would like to integrate living tissue with robots to create more agile and more versatile robots. This integration will happen at the joints of legged robots as the ones that we're seeing right now, which are for the moment purely synthetic. So why is living tissue such a big deal? The thing is that these robots are usually rigid, their bodies are made of metal and plastic, and these technical solutions work pretty well when the robots can operate in their own specific environment and for the specific purposes that they were designed for. But they are not, as you may guess, very flexible solutions, and it poses a challenge for robots that want to go beyond the lab and move in the real world where terrains, for example, may be uneven and unpredictable. Movement is in fact the key objective, because the Army would like to integrate in its operations legged robots, similar to famous ones like the one from Boston Dynamics, Big Dog that we're seeing right now in these videos, and the Army would like these robots to assist soldiers during operations and serve as a pack mule, so by bringing cargo with them. But if we want to make robots capable of navigating the irregularities of the real world, they need to be flexible, they need to adjust to different situations. And to be flexible, we can take inspiration from living organisms and from the incredible machines that allow them to move. Muscles. In particular, skeletal muscles, the ones that we use to move our arms and legs. Now, muscles are amazing products of evolution. They are basically parallel bundles of fibers that are stimulated by electrical stimuli and they contract in antagonistic pairs, thus generating movement. They work slightly differently from conventional motors used for robots like electric motors, but they are way more efficient, and this high efficiency would make them very suitable for small machines like for the joints of small dog-like robots. In fact, one of the problems of conventional motors like electric motors is the fact that they tend to become less efficient as they become smaller. But it's not just that. In addition, the muscles are very adaptable thanks to their flexible nature, which is very good for avoiding damage. Think about animals and humans that may navigate uneven terrains without many issues. Thanks to their flexible bodies, they can absorb loads and adjust consequently. Lastly, muscles have integrated sensing and control, that is, nerves and receptors. All of this stuff in one tightly packed package. So no wonder that researchers are very interested in using muscles as actuators for robots. So how do we get these muscles? From living organisms? No way, absolutely not. The word living is in fact a bit misleading because we're not taken from actual living organism. These muscles are cultivated. Cell culture is a pretty standard process by which cells are grown under controlled conditions. Many types of cells can be cultivated, including muscle cells. The genetic source of these cells, let's say the animal from which they're taken from, can vary according to the needs, and it might actually surprise you that researchers are interested in fly muscles. Yes, flies, the actual flies that fly around. The thing is, fly muscles and in general insect muscles have very promising characteristics. They have been found, for example, to be very tolerant to a wide range of environmental conditions like temperature or pH, and they can remain contracted for extended periods of time without any external stimuli. So fly muscles are probably not what you would expect, we would expect some mad scientist taking muscles from a living human being screaming on a table or something like that, but in fact it's not the truth. It's probably going to be insect muscles cultivated or something like that. Now, prototypes of these biohybrid robots are still under development. And maybe in the next years we will see more advanced leg robots accompanying soldiers during operations. But biohybrid robotics has other, more peaceful and more interesting applications, like biomedical ones. In the future, small biohybrid robots might navigate the human body, providing localized microsurgery or delivering specific drugs to cancer cells. Which is a topic that I also cover in another video on software robotics. If you're interested, check the link above. So after all, Frankenstein was not really that scary, and biohybrid robots might actually be the robots of the future. Who knows? Let me know your thoughts in the comment. If you like this video and if you want to see more videos about robots, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.